Hi, this is Arvind, and now we are going to see about installing Linux operating system in our virtual machine. So it starts the procedure here. So now I'm going to download a virtual machine software from the one of the torrent website, and you can just mention like VMware workstation 10 serial keys torrent download, so which I already made here. To go to the website, and the best to select this particular website, Kickass torrent, which will be really good. So this will be your downloading link. So there's a one torrent, download torrent. So this will download the software here. So this torrent software is of 490 MB of size. So it comes along with the CL keys, so which will be working for full version. So I already downloaded the version 9 here and also installed in my computer. So let's go with the particular one. So this is the workstation 9. So from here we are going to install the Linux operating system. So I have my software here. So we have two types of Linux operating systems. One is RHEL, that is Red Hat Linux, and another one is Oracle Enterprise Linux, that is OELE. So it's OEL, and I have my software here. So it's an OS Linux. So today we are going to install OEL, that is Oracle Enterprise Linux. So from here, so this is your home screen of virtual machine. So for installing a new machine here, we have to go for create a new virtual machine. So we'll be having two types. One is typical, which is recommended, and another one is a custom. It's an advanced, which we can uh, change our types of installation method. Okay, so I'm going with the typical, which is a recommend one. So here, if you're having an installer, this means you can directly install, and if you have the IS image, you can give it here itself. So we can use it. We can use either this or this right now. But let me first choose the things which I require for this installation, and later on I will load the IS image. Okay. So that's the reason I'm selecting here. I will install the operating system later, and I'm giving the next. So here we are going to inform what is the guest operating system we are going to install here. So we have all the options like Microsoft Windows, Linux, Sun Solaris, and this is for servers, Vmware servers. So now we are going to install Linux. So in Linux we have options like SCU, SUSC, and Red Hat Linux of 64-bit and 32-bit. So now, as I said, we are going to install Oracle Enterprise Linux, which is here of 32-bit operating system. And then it's next. So here we can give any name for virtual machine, like here it's default taken as Oracle Enterprise Linux, and I can mention like Oracle machine, and by default it will be selecting the operating system location. So this is the default location to choose, but we can change to our desired location. So I'm choosing here as software entertainment. So here I'm making a folder, Oracle machine. So it's not here. So here I'm making a folder. Okay, so it has got selected G Oracle machine, so which is a G location in my system. So here you can mention what is the size you're going to assign for this VMware machine. So by default it's taking 20 GB, and it's your wish. So it depends upon the work we are going to do in the virtual machine. So I'm taking as 30 GB. So these two things, store virtual disk as a single file or split the virtual disk into multiple files. So nothing but the mentioned size here, the 30 GB will be stored as a single disk. If you're choosing this particular one, split virtual disk means it will be splitting the disk like 2 GB into 15 sectors. So which will be really useful and much faster in accessing the data. So that's the reason I'm going with split virtual disk into multiple files. So here we'll be having the information, what are the things you have chosen. So it's the name of the mission is Oracle mission, and location it's in G. Version is workstation 9. Operating system is Oracle Enterprise, which is going to be installed now. and the hard disk size is 30 GB, which is a split format, and memory size is 1 GB by default. So even we can change this memory size ultimately later. And network adapter is nothing but this is the network gap between the Windows and this particular VMware workstation. So I'll tell you what it is later on. And other device which is being connected to the virtual device, the virtual machine is CD or DVD or floppy disk or USB controller, printer, sound card, etc. So to change this RAM size, you can just click on customize hardware, and here you can see this is the memory level which you can change. So you can change like this, depends on your machine. Okay, so I'm just setting as default here, and then I'm using this and then clicking on finish. Okay. So now your setting is being saved here, and now I'm going to load the operating system ISO image. For this I'm just clicking on the CD or DVD and click on this use IO image file and browse the software location here and OEL file. Okay, and then click on OK. Now power on the virtual machine. Okay. So just place the cursor inside this and just click enter. So starts loading the image disk inside the virtual machine. So once you have placed the cursor inside the screen, so it cannot be able to come out of this particular black screen. So if you want to come out of this black screen, you have to press Ctrl Alt, so which you can see the mouse cursor comes out. Okay. So here it's asking to check the whether the media is working properly or not. So it's only as a media test, so it's not required. You can skip this. Okay, it's taking a little time to verify the host information. Okay. Source welcome and release notes. So just click on next. So the language selection, English. So searching for the information here. So just asking whether you want to erase all the information or just simple message this. So here where you're going to customize your partition here. So you have to select create a custom layout and then click on next. Okay, so this is the one which is really important. Like you can mention what is the amount of size you're going to assign for different operation, like voting purpose, allocating temporary size for your working operation, and then the memory which you want to have for this particular VM machine, the virtual machine. Okay, so you can just make a note like these are the 4 important things which you have to make in consideration. So first one is boot. You have to mention like just require like 100 MB of size to boot up your virtual machine, and then temp size is for working purpose. So it depends upon the application or working procedure you're going to use in virtual machine. So I prefer to have 1000 MB. And then swap size, so this should be double the size of the RAM which you have assigned for virtual machine. So since we have assigned 1024 MB, so this will be 2048 MB, and the rest of the size will be assigned to root. We say /s root here. This is nothing but the administrator we call in Windows. So this will be rest of the size. Okay. So first I'm going to assign. So the mount point will be having boot. So so just 100 by default, and it's been fixed size. Then I'm going to assign 10, so which is 1000, which is fixed size. And then swap size, it will be in file system type, so it's file system type swap, which is the double size of the RAM, 2048. That's also a fixed size. And finally it goes to root, it should be in mount point. So for this we are going to choose full to maximum allowable size, then click on OK. So now you have customized your hard drive space, and then click on next. So here's just a bootloader and no information further, and click on next network device, and choosing your IP address. So this can be done later once this Linux has been installed. Click next. So now you have to choose your geometric location here. So we are in India, and you can choose Asia Kolkata as your geometric location, then click on next. So you can assign any root password for your VMware login. There's nothing but assigning a password for your administrator in Windows machine. So your user will be root, and here is the one we are going to assign password for your root login. So these are some packages which is required to run your operating system properly. So some default packages I'm choosing here for installing Oracle later in the session. So for this I'm going to server here, choosing FTP server, legacy network server. So inside the legacy network we have optional packages. So one is RHS, so it's RSH server, and the second one is telnet. Then close it and go to the base system, and here you have to choose system tools, and inside the system tools of optional packages select sysdat, then close it, then click on next. So it's checking the dependency in packages. So this package is really important for the operating system to work fine for the application Oracle, and unless otherwise we'll be facing a lot of problems. Okay, so even though when we are installing Oracle, we require to install few packages which we call like RPMs. So we'll see it in later class. So now I'm going to click on next. So it's formatting all the file format which I'm assigned. Okay, so now it starts installing the operating system, so which usually take like around 5 to 10 minutes, and it depends upon the operating system, I mean the RAM size which you are having in your computer. So we'll start at its installation process. So meantime, if you have any work to do out of your VMware machine, as I said before, you can just come out of the screen by pressing Ctrl Alt together, so which you'll be getting your mouse cursor to come back. Okay. Okay, so it's almost done here, the installation part. So it's going for the next screen. Okay, so it's asking for a reboot. So likewise, Windows system reboots several times. So even the Linux will do the same kind of operation. So it will be rebooting your computer several times to install all the necessary components. So it's checking all the parameters to boot up here. So even you can check what other things it's getting loading up here, being on the show details. So you can see the time boot, the mounting points. So checking the background right here. Size 6 tables nothing but the IP information, so which will be made in here. IP6 tables and IPv4. So IPv4 is nothing but the simple IP tables. Okay, so still we need to complete a few more steps here and click on forward button. So this is the license agreement, so I'm just clicking on forward, but choosing the option yes. And here always make sure the firewalls to be disabled, and because for exe files it will be checking all those things unwantedly. So it's always recommend to have the firewall disabled, and it will be giving you a warning message. Just click on yes for it. And SC Linux is one of the peculiar and a little advanced security you have in Linux. So even this is not required for activate. So I'm disabling this. Again, you will be getting a warning message. Just click on yes. KDump is not required, right? And you have to set the date, time here. So 7 here, so it's 6 or 7. And the time now is 8, so it's 20, 49, and just click on forward. So if you want to have any user to be created for this Linux, you can mention up here itself. Since I don't require for my work, I'm just forwarding this. I'm just saying continue without creating any user. So if you want to check your sound card, you can check it here. So this thing is just not required in a virtual machine. Okay, click finish. So again, your computer will be restarting here. I'm sorry, the virtual machine will restart here. So even in real-time environments, people will be disabling this firewall and SC Linux, because in most of the scenarios it's been will be taking long time for an application to cross all those hurdles and start executing. Because as we know, Linux is a pretty high secure operating system, so it will not allow any kind of executable files without crossing these security parameters. So eventually we are using Linux as a command language, so definitely there won't be any virus issues much like in Windows. Okay. So we almost came to the end of this installation part, so we're going to get the login screen. So this is your login screen. So as I told you before, so we have a default user as root, and and the password which I'm going to type here is the one which I assigned in the installation part. Okay, so this is how the screen will look after it gets installed. Okay, so we have one disadvantage, I mean the problem here. So we cannot come out of the screen and get navigated to Windows location. To fix this particular part, we have something called Vmware tools, which is located in VM tab. So as I told you before, to come out of this particular screen, just press and hold the buttons Control and Alt together, so it will come out of this particular screen. Then click on VMware, and you have the option Install VMware Tools. Click on this. So I'll be getting a pop message here and this screen. Okay. So just bring out this particular VMware tar file to out of your desktop. Okay. So as I told you before, this is completely command-oriented language. So just open a terminal by right-click and then click on Open Terminal. So soon I will be disclosing you some of the commands, I mean the basic commands which you can work in Linux. So since this is a tar file, so just ls is the list to see what are the items we have. So in desktop, I mean the screen, we have this desktop as one of the screen. So I'm just going to desktop. Since we have the VMware tools in the desktop, I'm just going to desktop by navigating to that particular location. For the some CD which will navigate you to any location, and I'm just typing desktop. So just I have typed in capital D and I have pressed tab, so this will automatically will bring up your options. So then press enter, so it will go to desktop locations, and here when I press and when I type ls and then press enter to list what are the items I have. So I have the item VMware tools, which is a tar file. So that's nothing but archive file. So to remove this, to untar this particular file, I mean unarchive this particular file, we have a command called tar -xzvf, so which will untar this particular file and create as a folder. Okay, so I'm just typing the first little capital V and then I'm clicking on tab button, so which will automatically bring up your option, then press enter. So this will bring up your tar file to a tar one and create as a folder here. So we can see the folders, I mean the folder created in the desktop meantime. So this is your folder getting created. Okay, so the folder is got created here. So this is the first step. As soon you have installed the VMware, I mean the next operating system, so just to have a proper navigation between the Windows and the VMware machine, we have to install this VMware tools, and also for some good navigation purpose and other features to enable properly. So once I give ls, now I've got two files here. One is a tar file and there's another one, a folder. So I'm going to navigate to folder locations, cd vmware tab, and press enter. So inside this we have files. So we have to execute one of the files to enable this VMware option to our Linux machine. So to execute any file, you have to use / the file name. So this is how you have to execute a file in Linux. So this is one of the method for executing a file. So press enter. So these are the options we have in VMware tools. So for default, by default everything has to be press enter. So just press enter for all the option. So this option is to set your screen resolution. So by default, it will take a value which will be fit nice to your computer. So I'm going with the default value. So if you're not satisfied with that particular resolution, you can always have an option to change it. So I'll let you know how to do it. So once that VMware tools has been installed here, we have to log out your user account so that the VM configuration files will get set permanently to your computer. I mean the VMware machine. So once it's got installed here, the VMware machine, I mean the VMware options. So I'm just going to log out. So just click on system. So you have the option here to log out and also for shutdown. So now I'm going to log out root. Then I'm going to log in back again, root and my password. So now you can see it's easily going out of your machine, VM machine to Windows location, so you can navigate to anywhere or from here. So I'm not pressing any control or alt button. Okay, so there's one feature. So as I said before, if you're not okay with your screen resolution, you can just click on system and then click on preference. So here you have an option screen resolution, so you can change it here as you desire. Okay, and so once we are done here, so one thing I have to make you remember, like I've said one thing called a bridge between a VMware machine and your Windows machine for network connectivity. So for that, just go to VM tab and click on settings. So here you can see something called network adapter, which is in the NAT option. So it's nothing but network connection. You have several options here. So for having a connectivity between your Windows and to this particular VM machine, you need to choose this bridge, so which will create a bridge between your Windows machine and your virtual machine here for network connectivity. So once you have chosen network as bridge, click on OK. So after this, you can set an IP address here. For this, open the terminal, and by default, to check what is the IP address you have in your virtual machine, you can just go with the command called hostname -i. So this will display what is your IP address. So Windows, it's not only in Linux, all in the Windows also, you can see this is the default IP address. There's nothing but local host we call. So to change this IP address to your network local IP, so just go with the option to edit this IP address, vi/. So later part we will be studying what are these commands, vi, hostname and all. So in this video, just see what is how to assign an IP address. So first thing is we are going to assign an IP address for this mission. For this, you have to go with the commands like vi etc host. So this is the location where you can go and choose an IP address for your mission. So as it said here, do not remove the following lines of the various programs. So just you have to edit it to your design. So you should not remove this IP 127 here, and so you can just have this local host. Sorry. So this will create this particular file without saving. So I'm going back again. So since we have in this particular network 192.168.1. So you can see any IP address in the last octet. So I'm taking with the IP address 4, and here you can this is nothing but we call as domain name for your machine, like a host name you can say. So you can mention any name over here, like oracle.com, and we are going to mention a nice name for this, just like Oracle. So what is the name you are going to give here as oracle.com, you have to mention Oracle as an alias name here. So if you're choosing like postgres.com means, so then you have to keep the alias name as postgres. Okay, so what is the name you are going to mention in the first part? You have to mention like this is an alias name for it. Okay, then you have to save this. For saving, you have to press escape option and then colon wq. It's nothing but write and then quit. So this will save that particular settings, and then now we have assigned an IP address for this Linux machine. But to enable this particular IP address in the network level, you have to go in this particular option called need. So this will open up the network configuration assistant. Certainly it will take a little time to open up if your computer is a little slow. So this my computer is running several processes in the background. It's taking a little time. Okay, so this is the one, network configuration assistant. So here we are going to make this IP address active for this entire Linux system. So just click on this ETH0, that's nothing but Ethernet 0. So double click on this. So you'll be getting this particular screen. Just making the screen big. So just click on this particular IP static, set a static IP address. So statically I'm going to set an IP address here, so which we already assigned that IP address 192.168.1.4, and subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0, and default gateway will be 68.2.1. Okay, so each and every IP device, like even in Windows we do have a MAC address. So even in Linux, you have to assign a MAC address for your Linux operating system. So just click on probe here. So this will automatically bind an MAC, MAC address to your computer. And then click on OK. So after this, click on DNS. So here we have assigned a DNS part. So that's nothing but oracle.com, as I said before. And here you can prefer a DNS 1.1, which is nothing but your default gateway, and take out this local domain. So host part will automatically show what are the things you have assigned here. So your IP address, name of your domain name, and your alias name for it. Okay, so once you're done here, go to device and click on activate. So click on yes, then click on OK. So this will check your IP address. Okay, and then click on file, save, click on OK, and then click on file of it. So now this needs to be applied to your port level, that is port interface level. So for that you have to give this command service network restart. So this will restart all the service in the Ethernet interfaces and set the IP address which we given, that is 192.168.1.4. To verify that, you can just ping that particular IP address, ping 192.168.2. Sorry, it's 1.4. So definitely you'll be getting a reply here. So you're getting a reply. So nothing but your IP address is working perfect. Okay. So since we already given the network connection in the NAT, you can also see the internet will be working in this particular VMware machine itself. So for going to web browser, just click on the button which you have next to system. This will open up your web browser. Oh well, sorry. Since my IP address on Windows also is 1.4, I've just came back here and I've changed the IP address here on this VM machine to 11. So you can see that here. So things what I've changed here is, so I just gone to the same location. There's nothing but show up here. So I just went to the same EDC host. And I've changed my IP address from 4 to 11. Rest all the same. So I just saved it and neat. I went here and changed the IP address over here to 1.11 and my default gateway as 1.1. So again same probe. Just require once to click on probe. So once it's done, I have okay, and then rest of things. So it's 1.1, and then I have saved my setting. Exit. Then service network restart. And then I have pinged this IP address whether it's working or not. Well, it's working. So now when I check with the web browser, it's worked perfect. Okay. Now you can work in inside this Windows Linux machine itself for browsing session. So this is a simple Linux installation process, so which we have seen today. So we'll continue with the rest of things in the next video.